I've known HubSpot. I was a Salesforce customer from 2010 through about 2017. Went to Dreamforce every year. I was the guy in the airplane flying around, training people, building things. HubSpot came knocking around 2017. And at the time, it was the flywheel. It was like the go-to marketing automation tool. Oh, we kind of also have CRM. That was kind of an afterthought, at least in 2017. That was my impression of it. Fast forward to now, and really what HubSpot is in 2024, almost 2025. What HubSpot is now is absolutely a platform. It is not an ERP, but it is real darn close, right? I like to say there's two things that don't belong in HubSpot: inventory and accounting, right? Like ERP still need to be a thing. However, being able to evaluate a business's processes and to be able to look at the full suite of hubs, there are a lot of processes in businesses outside of just the traditional marketing and sales that absolutely can work in HubSpot, right? Another thing I say a lot is, it's not a project management tool, but it is a process management tool. If you have a process that is linear, which has a defined start and a defined end point, it is fantastic for managing that process from start to finish. And it is usually my preferred go-to if it involves communicating with other humans along the way, right? HubSpot was born the best in breed, or they rapidly became best in breed when it comes to how to interact with other humans, right? Which comes from their marketing roots. Salesforce came from salesperson roots, right? And it's all cobbled together and all the other kind of negatives that were my personal experience and things that I still see today. But HubSpot has perfected being able to communicate with other humans. If you have processes, it could be onboarding. It could be customer implementation. It could be, your traditional sales and marketing. Service is an area that is about to explode, in my opinion, because it's been a little underserved. And I think that's going to be the next big transformation, which the last one was CRM. I think the next one's going to be service, right? All of the things that touch customers can, and I'm not going to say should, because it depends on the use case, you can evaluate whether or not that belongs in HubSpot because it's so easy to configure. And the big benefit is it's one platform. It's one database. You're just adding additional functionality on top of the database. And so there's a lot of benefit from having all of that information accessible, if it should be, to different teams. I have one example of a customer that is totally embracing HubSpot as a platform and not just a sales hub or a marketing hub or a service hub, which just even by their names sound compartmentalized, but they're really not. They're really not. They're edgeless, hubs. They're open containers, and everything's floating around together. So this customer we're working with now, they do POS implementations. So they, POS systems, the credit card scanners, the printers, all of that type of stuff, the software implementations, e-commerce stuff in a very special industry. We're moving everything with the exception of resource planning and time capture, and then obviously accounting. Accounting doesn't belong in HubSpot, and it never should, in my opinion. But their implementation teams, their customer service teams, their tech support teams, their sales teams, all of that is being built in HubSpot, just using custom objects and normal processes, because they're all linear processes. If it's a linear process, there's definitely a use case to evaluate HubSpot and just get the most out of your subscriptions, right? It's a premium priced product. It's worth looking at using it to its fullest capacity.